Welcome along to the AtTheRaces.com web preview of the JLT Novices Chase. A newish race into the mix at the festival, but it's shaping up to be a good race again this year. Mick Fitzgerald, twice leading jockey at the meeting, joins us. And Mick, we've had this issue over the last couple of years. Horses double declared for races, Arkle, RSA, but this has slotted into the calendar quite nicely. And we've got a very solid horse at the top of the market in Vitor.
Yeah, he's, Supreme Novices Hurdle winner last year, stepping up in trip. I was really impressed with this horse at Navan first time. He then bombed and he won last time, but there was just an element of doubt for me in the... I didn't think he jumped with the fluency that you'd expect. You're just about to see real steel come to grief here at the last, but there's no doubting this horse's ability. He's got the form in the book, he's been to the festival, he's already won. But I don't think, and Willie Mullins has come out and said, look, we maybe haven't got him in the sort of form that he was in going into last year's festival. And that would just be a little bit of a concern for me. I don't think there's any doubt in the horse's ability. And like I say, that win first time this season when he beat Cheltenham was really impressive. And I think if we have that Vitor running, he's going to be a tough nut to crack. Yeah,
Willie Mullins certainly suggesting the horse isn't showing him all that he can do, but the potential is there for him to be a cut above. But Ireland dominates the market for this. Apache Stronghold for Noel Meade is also there, and he ran a cracker 2 starts back at Mick over 3 miles, but has since come back in distance to win Grade 1 at Grade 1 level at Leopardstown at the Hennessy meeting.
Yeah, and look out as well for the horse in the Gigginstown stud colours here is Valserlido, who gets run out of it close home. Adriana De Mott in third. This was a very good race. This horse showed real battling qualities, and he jumps super, which is a massive asset when you're going around Cheltenham. And I like the way he stuck his head out and got on with it. I just think he's a player in what looks to be an open race, and I like the second horse in there as well, Valserlido, a horse who went to Cheltenham last year. Just looked like he wasn't quite ready for it, and there was an awful lot of people put him in their notebook for this season. And I think he could be very interesting.
And there's not a lot between those two, is there? Because you go back to the Drinmore early on, Valserlido won, beating Apache Stronghold.
Yeah, so there are 2 horses that have got previous. I just like Valserlido. I think he'll travel sweet in a race like that, and I think it could suit him.
Well, one more we can have a look at, again from the Irish camp. This is Jatana de Burley, who is 2 from 2 over fences, won at Limerick and came across to win and beat the subsequent Pendle winner, Irish Saint, last time.
Yeah, and jumped really nicely when winning the Pendle, or when running at Sandown. And I just think this is not her at her best, because, it's a horrible fence, that downhill fence at Limerick. And Danny Mullins was just making sure she got over it. So many people were worried about her when she came to Sandown, about her jumping, but she jumped super round there. And like you already said, she beat Irish Saint and slammed him. So, she's a player. But the interesting thing about her is she's rated 131. So off that sort of handicap mark, I'll be surprised if she doesn't pitch up in one of the handicaps, because she is well treated.
She is very much off 131. And just one more horse to mention, Mick, and that's Petit Zig for Paul Nicholls, who had such a big reputation. He was going bang, 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 win, win, win. But he was up against older and more experienced opposition last time out in the Ascot Chase.
Yeah, and I think, Ascot for a novice chaser is, I think, the toughest task of any racetrack in the UK. They're big fences, you're running downhill, and when you ask the question, sometimes a horse can just hesitate for a split second, and that's exactly what Petit Zig did, and that was a concern. It was just one of those things that happened. When a novice is pitched in against the older, more experienced types, you don't have any margin for error, and unfortunately it caught him out. Coming into, when you think he ran against seasoned campaigners in a Grade 1 as a novice, that's the regard that this horse is held in. And his jumping had been exemplary up till then. And Paul Nicholls will be hoping he can get him back to that when he runs around here. And if he does, well then, he's interesting.
And of course, he was a winner at the track back on New Year's Day. Mick, the favourite at 5-2. But what's your selection for the JLT?
I just think Valser Lido at the prices represents good value for me each way.